Hi, welcome to the PrismERP technical demonstration. Today we are going to learn about leave management at PrismERP. We'll cover the whole process of leave management, including leave type, leave policy configuration, leave application, and leave balance. First, start with the leave type. From the settings menu, go to the HCM and then new leave type. To create a new leave type, we will start by entering the leave type name. Then enter the code, which is a short unique identifier for the leave type. Next, select the calculation method. This determines how leave will be calculated for employees. There are multiple calculation methods available in the system. Yearly fixed means a fixed number of leave days is given every year. Incremental means leave is added gradually over time, such as every month. Incremental on present means leave is added only based on the days the employee is present. Based on service days means leave is calculated based on how many days the employee has worked in the company. And incremental on present and holidays means leave is calculated based on attendance, while holidays are also considered in the calculation. We can select the method based on the organization's leave policy. We can also select whether holiday, weekend, or compensatory will be applicable for this leave type. Next, select the count method. To determine whether leave days will be counted by including holidays or based on the actual leave days only. Select the count after to determine from which date leave eligibility starts counting it. It could be after join date, confirmation date, and probation end date. The count late option determines whether late calculation should be considered in leave processing. Next, select the calendar system. We can choose the global English calendar, employee calendar, or we can choose custom calendar. Now we have the adjacent holiday information section. Under adjacent holiday information, we can define whether holidays before the leave period or after the leave period will be counted as part of the leave. We can also enable leave bridging, which allows holidays between leave days to be counted, and set the minimum number of adjacent holidays required for this rule to apply. Next come applicability and restrictions. Here we can basically set how this leave type can be used in real situation. First, enter the maximum and minimum leave at a time, which controls how many days an employee can take in one go. Then set how often this leave can be taken in a month and also the total limit for the month. In the leave limit without certificate, enter how many days an employee can take without submitting any supporting document like a medical certificate. In applicability 2, select whether this leave type will be applied at year end or at contract end. Year end means the leave rules will follow the yearly cycle of the organization, while contract it means the leave will be calculated or adjusted based on the employee's contract ending period. If employees are allowed to apply for their own leave, then select yes, otherwise skip no. Now set minimum present days, which means the employee must complete a certain number of working days before they become eligible for this leave. Now we'll move to allowable duration. Here we can define whether this leave can be taken as full day, half day, quarter day, or hourly. Now we have the option to enable this as emergency leave, restrict future leave, and different application rules for overseas leave, mandatory leave, and with station leave. We can set how many days after the emergency or event an employee is allowed to apply for leave under each category. For now, we are going to skip these settings and move to the next section. Now let's move to eligibility. Enter the applicable after months to set how long an employee must serve before becoming eligible for this month. Set the max days per year, which defines the total leave an employee can take in a year. Now we enter the max leave in service, which controls the maximum leave allowed throughout the employee's entire service period. Next, set the max in fiscal year, which defines the leave limit within the organizational fiscal year. I'm going to skip this two for now. Then under dependency rules, we can decide whether leave eligibility should depend on specific work condition, We can enable consecutive leave restriction if we want to prevent employees from taking leave continuously. Finally, we set the resigned restriction, which determines whether resigned employees will still be eligible for this leave type. Now set the eligibility option. We can choose whether this will be applicable for male or female employees based on company policies. I'm going to choose both. Then we can check paid, which means whether employees will get salary during this leave. If it's enabled, the leave will be paid. We can also enable limitless, which means there is no fixed limit for this leave type and employees can take it as allowed by the policy without a strict cap. Next comes attendance bonus consideration, where we can decide whether this leave will be counted when calculating attending bonus eligibility. Next comes the accumulation section. Here we need to first understand carry forward. Carry forward as unused leave days from the current year move to the next leave cycle instead of being expired. Set the maximum carry forward leave, which defines how many leave days can be carried forward in a cycle. For example, even an employee has more unused leaves, only this limit decides how many days are allowed to be carried forward. Then enter the maximum CF balance, which sets the maximum number of leave days an employee can finally keep as carry forward balance. So even if more days are allowed by the limit, this field ensures the final saved balance does not exceed the allowed cap. Next section is encashment section. Encashment is the process where unused leave days are converted into money instead of taking time off. Set the encashment limit, which defines how many times leave can be encashed within a service year. Then enter the maximum encashable days to control the maximum number of leave days an employee can convert into cash in a service year. Now select calculation on, where we can choose the calculation method. Like it can be depends on basic salary of last month, or it can be based on gross salary of last month. Enter the calculator divisor, which is used to calculate the per day value of leave. We can mark whether the encashment is taxable or not, depending on whether tax will be applied on the encashed amount. Finally, we have maternity and paternity options, where we can configure additional rules like eligibility based on number of children, number of instances during service, paid or unpaid instance, and allowances before and after birth. Here we can also set options such as whether to include delivery date, medical certificate, or birth confirmation, along with bill calculation methods like average of 3 months gross salary or based on present days. However, for this leave type, we are going to keep the configuration simple. We will only use accumulation and encashment settings, and we will exclude the maternity paternity options for now. Once all configurations are complete, click Save. The leave type will then appear in the leave type list, since we already have multiple leave types available here. This is the leave type list where all the existing leave types are maintained. From the right panel, we can open any leave type and edit its information or update its configuration at any point. We can also activate or deactivate the leave type based on our requirement. We can even delete a leave type from this section. Now we are going to discuss leave policy. A leave policy is where we define how different leave types are grouped together and applied under one rule set for employees. This is the leave policy page. Here, first enter the leave policy name. Select the calendar system, then select the branch. You can choose multiple branch here. From the comment section, you can add any internal notes for reference. Now we move to the leave types. From here, we select which leave types will be part of this policy. I'm going to include sick leave. We can add multiple types. I'm going to select one for demonstration purpose. After we included this in the leave type, the previously done configuration has automatically loaded. We can reconfigure the applicability, eligibility, encashment, and accumulation settings if needed. We are going to reconfigure the eligibility. We can enable the carry forward, encashment, maternity, paternity option. I'm going to skip this for now. We can select optional flags like study leaves or Hodge leaves. Finally, we have leave notice settings. Leave notice settings is used to define how early an employee must apply before taking a specific type of leave. Here, first select the leave type, then enter the duration range from and duration range to define the leave duration range from the rule. Next, in apply before, enter how many days in advance the employee must apply before taking leave. From applicable for, select the type of employee which is applicable for this leave notice settings. After everything is done, click Save. We have created a new leave policy. This is the leave policy list. You can edit this information here. Now we are going to add a leave application. From the Human Capital menu, click on this New Leave Application. Select the branch here. From the drop-down menu, select the employee who is applying for this leave. Once the employee is selected, the system automatically loads the employee's current leave balance. If the employee has taken leave before, the previous leave history will also be shown for reference. This is the employee's leave balance. Then choose the leave type, such as sick leave, casual leave, or annual leave. Next, select work designation, where we assign the person who will handle the employee's responsibilities during the leave period. Select the application type, whether it is full day and half day. If it is emergency, then check this box. Set the application date, then set the from date and to date. Then add a comment if any explanation or additional notice required for the leave request. In address during leave, we can enter where the employee will be staying or how they can be reached during the leave period. Finally, if any supporting document is required, such as a medical certificate or approval letter, we can upload it in the attachment section. If you want to auto-approve the application, we can check this box. After every information has been entered, click Submit. We have created a new leave application. This is the leave application list. This is the details view. We can change employee from here. We can edit the application information. We can edit the leave period. We can also add attachments here. We can also download or delete the attachments. From here, we can recommend and approve the leave application. We have approved it. We can also see the employee's leave balance to check how many leave days are currently available. From the settings option to HCM to leave, then leave balance. This is the leave balance page. We can review the employee's leave history, which shows previously taken leave records. If needed, this is the leave history page. If needed, we can also add or adjust leave balance from this section. We can also reset the leave balance. So that's it for leave management today. Thanks for watching us. Bye.